Chamber Ramp is easily one of the top 3 decks in Marvel Snap right now, and it just won KMBest Holiday Tournament. This isn't a fringe list, it is the real thing, it is proven, and today we've got a deck guide for you so you can take it onto the ladder of conquest and obliterate the opposition. Let's dive right into it. Hey, what's up everybody? Kicker of Elves here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Today we've got a deck guide for this ramp list. This particular deck won KMBest recent holiday tournament, took the top prize, and is also a fantastic list to run on ladder or in conquest. I want to break this deck down so you can take it onto ladder conquest yourself and just crush the opposition. What this deck is all about is using cards like Electro, Luna Snow to ramp, hence the name, into higher cost cards a turn early. So on turn 4, you can play a 5 cost, and turn 5, you can play a 6 cost, and 6 cost, so on and so forth. This deck has always been around. Many of these cards have been around for quite some time, but the big changes that have turned this deck into a very legitimate threat was the release of Chamber at the beginning of this month, and then War Machine's adjustment from a 4-6 to a 5-9. What this deck is trying to do is accelerate and just outpoint your opponent, and holistically, after all the tech nerfs from the past couple of years, has dropped down to being a place that's really the only deck that can afford to run big tech cards like Cosmic Ghost Rider, like Enchantress, and depending on how you define it, Legion can be a bit of a tech card in certain situations as well. This deck feels incredible. There's been a lot of iterations on this list over the course of the month. Earlier in the month, we did a deck guide on a Hydro-Man Eson version of the deck, which is very fun, but I believe these 12 cards are the premier version of the deck. So with that, let's go into a quick card-by-card breakdown, and then we'll hop over to some gameplay highlights so you can see this deck in action. Ebony Maw, a Series 2 card that's still getting some great play with this deck. With the inclusion of War Machine, we are able to do a turn 6 Ebony Maw plus Infinite if we are able to get War Machine on the board. That's 27 power spread across 2 locations. Incredibly threatening. This is also a great card that if you see that you have War Machine, you can play this out early, and if you have Galactus First Steps in hands, you're immediately going to be getting 1 to 2 procs easy on your Galactus First Steps as your opponent rushes to try and compete with your Ebony Maw location. This is the only 1-drop we're running and is very fantastic, but of course we need to get War Machine out on the board, otherwise this can sometimes feel like a dead draw. So War Machine is definitely our preferred 5 cost to get rid of the Electro downside. Next we've got Chamber, and frankly Chamber made this list feel real. One of the biggest problems with Ramp was just the lack of early points, lack of early things to do, and just having clunky draws. There are times where literally I'll start a match and I have the Infinite, War Machine, Galactus First Steps, and Legion in hand, and I'm like, oh crap, stupid ramp list. And then on turn 2 I'll draw Chamber. That turns that terrible draw into an incredible draw, as Chamber is now playing just off of that for like a 2-11 or 2-13. He's incredible point output. He's another fantastic way for you to boost up your Galactus First Steps. And yeah, there's a reason people are calling it Chamber Ramp. It's not just Ramp, it is Chamber Ramp. This card looked pretty lackluster when people were looking at it pre-release, but this could be the card of the month. This and Maverick are neck and neck right now. You absolutely need Chamber if you want to play this list, and it is a card worth picking up if you like the ramp gameplay. Valentina can help us out where if we're not getting Chamber on 2, for example, she generates a 6 cost and we'll give it -2 cost and -2 power, of course. This gives us something to play out on 4 if we don't have a ramp card, or if we have a ramp card but don't have a 5 cost to get rid of it. And additionally, even though that 6 cost is playing for just you play it for 4 energy, it counts as a 6 cost for Chamber's boost. You can do some pretty wild stuff like getting an early Galactus or getting a an Arnim Zola. There's a lot of surprise potential, and the added information asymmetry is very helpful too. They don't know you have a 410 Hulkling, but you do. Electro I would say is our main ramp condition. We have 3 ways to get rid of Electro now. We can blink it away with Blink, we can get rid of its ongoing effect with Enchantress, or, and this is the preferred method for this deck by far, we play War Machine and we ignore the you can only play one card a turn condition. If you have, let's say, Luna Snow and Electro in hand, and you have a way to get rid of it, you have Blink, Enchantress, or War Machine ready, always prioritize playing Electro, unless you're doing some kind of crazy clog shenanigans. because with Electro, you're giving yourself energy. You're not giving anything to your opponent. Electro is another part of what makes this list real. Another big part of that is Luna Snow. At a 3/6 body, she is very powerful. She is, our second of two ramp options here. If we can, we want to play Electro, but playing her out, getting a 3/6, and just being able to either blink her away or go straight into a War Machine is incredible. We really want to be playing a ramp card on 3, otherwise our game plan does start feeling like it's falling apart. So you always want to be getting Luna Snow out as soon as possible if you can't get Electro. Cosmic Ghost Rider, one of the premier tech cards of the format right now. I think that Cosmic Ghost Rider, after playing Luna, is a very powerful scammy play, because if you play Luna Snow and an Ice Cube is in the front row on your opponent's end, you can drop Cosmic Ghost Rider in that same location and then permanently clog them with a 0 power Ice Cube, and they no longer get the plus energy each turn. Cosmic Ghost Rider is also a big part of what, helps you from decks that want to go over the top of you. Maverick stuff, Jocasta stuff, Invisible Woman First Step stuff, any activate sort of decks, that's not happening. You can even pick off a Kid Omega from people who are trying to do like Nimrod stuff. Where ramp struggles a little bit is decks like Hela, Arishem, Black Panther, Adamantium Infusion, Fastball Special combo stuff. Decks that really want to just go over the top of you in terms of points. Cosmic Ghost Rider can shut down a lot of those engines and getting rid of a Kid Omega, or basically free rolling into any activate stuff. If you have a Cosmic Ghost Rider and you see someone play a Jocasta, it is practically a snap condition. Legion, just one of my favorite cards in the game overall. Being able to get a Legion out on 4 or 5 with another cost, or even just a turn 7 play or turn 6 play with Legion and a 2 cost, and that's not your ideal situation. But if you're playing a bounce list and you use Legion to hit Crimson Cosmos, if you use Legion to hit a Luke's bar when you have priority and are already winning, there are so many scammy play lines with Legion, and it makes him practically play like a location tech card. Even with the nerf to the original Storm War Machine Legion package, he is pretty much a must-have in this list, and it feels perfect. You're getting rid of any magic, you're getting rid of any unfavorable locations, and just setting things up for a really powerful later half of the game for yourself. Next up, we've got Blink, our tutor card. We're really using this card primarily to swap out our Electro or our Luna Snow into higher powered, higher cost cards. There can be situations where, like, if you draw in a strange way on turn 7, if you play like a Valentina and then you can blink a Valentina knowing your deck into like an Infinite or a Galactus First Steps, that can feel very powerful. But her primary, I guess, high roll condition is if you play Electro, you don't have War Machine, you blink Electro into a 5 cost or higher, maybe you blink it into War Machine, and then you're cruising for the rest of the match. Enchantress, this list and Arishem are pretty much the only list that can afford to run Enchantress. It's great because we get to shut down our Electro, but it also helps us free roll into ongoing decks. Living Tribunal, those are 2 deck archetypes that not seeing a ton of play right now, but do have the potential to go over the top of you. Sometimes even Mr. Negative with a correct timing. It's a great, she has twofold roles here. We're getting rid of our Electro's downside, and it helps us just get free rolls into certain decks that can go over the top of us. It is the premier home for Enchantress in late 2025, 2026. War Machine. War Machine's, nerf to get rid of the very annoying Storm War Machine lockdown package, turning him into a 5/9 feels incredible. Your absolute priority line in this, and borderline a snap condition, is if you can get Electro down on 2, or ideally you're getting Chamber down on 2, Electro on 3, and if you can go Electro into War Machine, you are cruising, because that's what's going to open things up to be able to, War Machine on 4, Galactus First Steps on 5, and then Infinite plus Ebony Maw on 6. That is an insane level of power output. That's borderline combo level power output, but it is all you need to get War Machine down to do that. Heck, even playing War Machine on 5 is worth it if you have Infinite and Ebony Maw in hand. That's just how powerful that line is. Galactus First Steps, these are just our generic, like, not difficult condition to meet big 6-drop card. He feels the role of like a Red Hulk that would have been doing it years ago, or when Red Hulk released. We've got a lot of good early, like, good early power, like an Electro, like a Chamber, like an Ebony Maw, if you have War Machine. So Galactus First Steps is easily a 6/16. It's fantastic to be able to play him down into the location where his Herald is on turn 5. So your opponent has to worry about contesting that location, and then boom, on turn 6 you're dropping Infinite and Ebony Maw. It's overwhelming. Even if your opponent's running Shang-Chi, they're only hitting one of your cards. They're either hitting your Chamber, your First Steps, or your Infinite, and oftentimes because of the amount of other respectable large-bodied cards like a Luna Snow, like an Electro, like the card you're getting from your Valentina, it's not going to be enough. Galactus First Steps puts a lot of pressure on your opponent early to try and contest that location, and if they happen to play an Iron Patriot somewhere else, you're putting them into a really tough spot. The Infinite, the biggest boy of all. I know Super Tech Guy likes to say buff Infinite. With a deck this strong, I don't know if we need to buff Infinite anymore, although I'd love to see it. He is our ideal turn 6 play alongside Ebony Maw. We need War Machine to be able to enable it. Without, we're not helling this card. There's no scammy way to get him out onto the board. But if we're able to get War Machine down early and we have the option to play Infinite alongside Ebony Maw on turn 6, this deck is at peak power. It's absolutely fantastic. And with that, that's our card-by-card breakdown. Let's jump over into some gameplay highlights. If you want more in-depth deck guides, meta reviews, card reviews that really put the value on the tokens in your account, and overall state of meta analysis is using Untapped Premium data, you're already in the right place. Hit that subscribe button. We are getting so close to our goal of 1,000 subs, which will let us apply to the Marvel Snap Creator Program. It's been a dream of mine to join that for the past 3 years of playing, and making videos for you all the past 2 months is really helping make that a reality. So hit that sub button. Comment your thoughts on this deck below, like the video, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for the support. I've been Kicker of Elves, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Okay, there's a CGR. Chamber CGR is fun. Black Cat. I think we throw a Chamber on the right. Electro. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate the cheers. Thank you very much. That's very, very appreciated. He's snapping us. I'm getting distracted. I'm going to go Electro and then Legion into Genosha. Then we can activate Ed Chambers. Because they're probably getting comfy thinking, okay, hopefully they play their Jocasta down. That'd be the dream. Okay. Then we CGR. Do we snap back? Is that getting overly cocky? Yeah. They knew what was coming there. Starbrand Creator, yes please. We don't necessarily love the spider ham unless it hits our ebony maw. Then we super love spider ham. We activate chamber. Next turn that goes to 5. That gets us to 6 and we play the infinite. Oh, I kind of want to snap this. I'm going to snap it. We didn't even have to do the full float, but we will happily take that. Because now we just Cosmic Ghost Rider. Hopefully they try prodigying. Ring a ding ding. Yeah. Understandable. Is this something where we don't mind dropping like electro stuff? Just throw down Valentina. He's snapping me. He's snapping me. Electro. Red shift. I feel like this isn't the best matchup. So I think we have to snap into the Galactus. And then we need to War Machine next turn. And then Infinite Ebony Maw. Because we get it off. We get the Galactus off. Alright, we're doing this. This is another one of those things where it's just like the matchup isn't fun, so I don't want to like do like a War of Attrition thing. So I'd rather just go for like the Fro YOLO play. Okay, War Machine. And then it is just the Infinite. This takes us to 33. They have to put more than 19 points. I think we've got their number. Let's go. Oh, the Valentina Galactus play. Okay, yeah, we're doing the turn 1 snaps. That's fine, man. We go Electro into Enchantress. Thunderbolt's Tower on the left, 2 matches in a row. It's interesting. Ooh, hello. I think we just save Maw for the surprise. Redshift. Electro. Lady Sif. War Machine. Again, this is another situation where I don't love the matchup, so I'm going to try to bully snap him here. And just throw down the G-Man. And then we can Infinite Ebony Maw. Hit the ninja. There it is. Gambit can go to hell. Yeah, I talked about the video, least favorite cards. Guess what was number 1? Gambit. Do they ever have more than 20 power on the right? No. Oh, what was that? Oh my god, double Hella, and we still pulled it off. Whew. My heart definitely skipped a beat there. That was traumatizing.